Hey, what's going on, people? I'm about to head out. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. I'm doing a really quick video because I've got friends coming over to pick me up. We're going to the local Hooters, sort of like a sports bar, and we're going to watch UFC 159. Before I give my very, very quick predictions, I'm just going to give the first three fights because I didn't really scan the entire fight card. But before I give my predictions, I just want to say a big shout out, happy birthday to my homegirl. She's sort of like partially family, partially one of the finest women in the world, partially one of the coolest people I know. Pebbles, have a great, great birthday. If I was in New York, yes, we would definitely be doing it big. But alas, I'm in Texas, you're in New York, so enjoy and we'll see when we see. Anyway, back to the fight predictions. The top three fights on the card is Vinny Mangalesh, who, if you're a Facebook friend of mine, you'll know that I made a big deal out of meeting him when I went to Vegas last year. So it's Vinny Mangalesh versus Phil Davis. I am picking Vinny over Phil, not just because I met him, but also because I'm a bit of a groupie of Vinny's. He's like four-time world champion Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Abu Dhabi world champion as well. He's amazing. He's also sort of like, he's held belts in like lesser known fight organisations. He's been light heavyweight champ and heavyweight champ, I believe, in some lesser known organisations. And he is definitely going to be a handful. So I'm looking forward to him against Phil Davis. Unfortunately, this week, it's got nothing to do with the fight card, but I'm just going to mention it anyway. Phil Davis transpires that he's now being accused of some kind of domestic abuse by the mother of his child, which is really unfortunate. There's some pictures that came out. She says that he chokes him and chokes her rather, and does all kinds of horrible stuff to her. Really hope it's not true. You know, I'm not going to judge Phil Davis until you know, court proceedings have gone through. I just wish him and his lady the very best. I hope they just get on with their lives, and hopefully all of that evil, if it did happen, is behind them. Anyway, notwithstanding, Vinny Mangalesh definitely over Phil Davis. I think that on the ground they're both amazing fighters, but Phil just can't touch Vinny on the ground. His jiu-jitsu far outweighs Phil's sort of like makeshift jiu-jitsu stroke wrestling. So that's going to be a great fight. Next fight is the British boy, Bisping, versus Alan Belcher. Alan Belcher, to me, he's decent. I think they're both decent fighters, both amazing fighters. But to me, I just sort of like side with Bisping, and it's got nothing to do with the fact that he's British. I side with Bisping because he's a good fighter. He is a good natural fighter. He sort of like uses a style that he's developed a style that I'm a big fan of, which is good old-fashioned stand-up sort of like kickboxing style. But he's developed into, you know, a decent mixed martial artist. You know, he can go down to the ground if necessary, and he can handle himself well down there if necessary. And I think it's going to be a really, really good fight. But I'm just going to give Bisping the edge to take Belcher. By what, I don't know, but you know, I just think that he's going to take him, even if it goes to the judges' scorecards. Then we have the big fight itself. We've got Jones versus Sonnen. Right, I'm going to be a bit of a punk. I'm not going to give a decent prediction on this one. I'm going to punk out and say I think that Sonnen and Jones, both of them, you know, have got stellar records. Obviously, we all know what John Jones has done, and you know, we underestimate Sonnen because he sells himself so much. People sort of like see him only as a salesman and not as a fighter. But the truth of the matter is that he has got a great wrestling background. He's done extremely well in WEC and now in the UFC. And let's not forget, yeah, we've heard the steroid stuff and all the rest of it, but what he did against Anderson Silva, to me, was no fluke. You know, he seemed to work really hard against Anderson Silva. So I'd like to see what happens with him and good old John Jones. I think that John Jones definitely destroy him on the feet. So it would be a big mistake to stay standing. I think on the ground, however, is where Chael stands the best chance, if at all, he's going to win this fight. It will be on the ground. It has to be ground and pound, though. It's not even going to be submissions, because I think John Jones is a better jiu-jitsu artist than Chael Sonnen, who, you know, constantly talks down about BJJ. Anyway, those are my predictions. Sonnen on the ground if he is going to win, but more than likely it's going to be John Jones standing up or submissions. Bisping over Belcher, by what I don't know, it'll probably be judge's scorecard. And I'd love to see a submission see Vinny Mangalesh submit Phil Davis. Those are my fight predictions. Hope you guys enjoy the fight. If you're not into UFC, you need to get into it. It's really interesting. It's a really, really cool sport. Lots of stuff that you can learn about it. Different types of martial arts, different types of positions. Hang out with a friend like me and I'll talk your ears off about it. So, if you're into UFC and you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, holler at your boy on Facebook and we'll figure it out, all right? Take care of yourselves and I'll speak to you in a bit. Bye.